Hi, welcome to Spill the Tea with Mrs. P. I hope you're all okay. You may notice this is a slightly different Spill the Tea. One thing being that I'm not actually at home in my warm, snuggy kitchen. I am, in fact, in my car. And that is because I'm being held hostage by a sleeping 3-year-old. I've also not got a tea today, which is a little bit sad, but as I'm being held hostage, I can't actually get out to get a drink. So my plan was to drop Seven off at gymnastics and then come home and film Spill the Tea with Mrs. P. But Busy decided to have a different plan and has fallen asleep. Now, I could wake her up. I could just whip home and wake her up, but she won't go back to sleep because this 5 minutes will have taken the edge off and she'll be a nightmare from about 8 o'clock. And it'll be horrible and it'll ruin my night. So I thought, if I let her have a little sleep while Seven's in gymnastics, she'll come home, she'll be lovely, and she'll go to bed at a normal time. That's the plan. But I've got a feeling that she's in that deep a sleep, this plan's going to bite me in my ass and she's going to be up till 11 o'clock tonight, not wanting to sleep. So this whole nap defines the start of my weekend. Please be kind, because I've had no sleep for weeks now. We'll see. So anyway, no, it won't be a long one tonight, mainly because I'm held hostage in the car. But October is Baby Loss Awareness Month. It's an incredibly important month to me and to our family, having had 2 miscarriages. Every year I set up a page on P&O Parenting where you can contact me and you can put the name of your little baby that got its wings. It doesn't matter whether your baby got its wings very early on in the pregnancy, late on in the pregnancy, shortly after coming into the world. If you want your little person to be remembered, you can email me the details and the page will be going up over the weekend. And I keep it up for October just to remember our little people. Some people don't like to give names and they'll give them their own little nickname, but it means that when they look on the page, they can see their little bobs, and that's absolutely fine. So the page will be going up Sunday at the latest. So if you want to put, and you can put a little message up as well, you can put a little sentence, feel free to email me at mrsp@pnoparenting.com and we'll get that up. I'm not going to spend the whole month harping on about loss. I am going to do 2 different stories, 2 different spillities with Mrs. P over the month, and I am going to tell you our stories. Not as a feel sorry for me, look how amazing I am, we've cracked on sort of thing, but because there might be someone out there that's going through the same thing that just needs to know they're not on their own. They need to know that the feelings that they feel are valid, and it's okay to feel these things. Okay, so tonight I'll just discuss our first loss, which was, oh my goodness, 15 years ago. Gosh. It's coming up to, no, let me work this out, sorry. So 14, 15, 16 years ago. Oh my gosh, time flies. So we found out we were pregnant not long before our wedding. It wasn't planned. I was on the contraceptive pill at the time. It was a massive shock to both of us, but we knew we wanted kids when we got married. We had discussed that. We knew we wanted kids, so we found out and were just thrilled, absolutely thrilled. Because I had been on the pill, we were sent to the early pregnancy unit and they were going to do blood tests and keep an eye on us until well, they were thinking about 12 weeks. When they did the initial blood tests, our numbers weren't going up as quickly as they would have liked, but they were still going up. So they did internal scans. First few internal scans, there was the sac, and everything was developing. They changed, they did the scans fortnightly, and they were growing, everything was going in the right way. We got to the stage of seeing Bob's heartbeat, which to me, I think quite naively, that's when I thought, we're here, we're safe, we've got the heartbeat, yay, it's all going well. Looking back now, it is very naively of me. So we had the scan where we saw the heartbeat, we had another scan, everything was still growing. They said, you're going to come back in 2 weeks and we're going to discharge you from EPU, early pregnancy unit, and you'll go over to normal maternity care. Yay! We went for our discharge scan, as it was called, and I can still remember the look on the lady's face. I can still remember the look in her eyes, and there was me, Mr. P, and the sonographer in the room. She went out, got another doctor. She said, I'll just be a minute, I just need to confirm some things. But I knew. You just know. Mr. P knew. He grabbed my hand and just squeezed it, and it was just the most gut-wrenching couple of seconds. The doctor came in, he took over doing the scan, and the doctor just looked at me and said, I am so sorry, Gemma, there's no heartbeat anymore. And it was one of those moments that you will never ever forget. You know, it doesn't matter, it's 16 years ago and it still gets me, it still. And I think after that, the worst feeling was walking out of the hospital, because our process was then we had to have 2 tablets that start to induce the labour, and then 24 hours later another 2 tablets, and then you go in and pass the baby. And the worst thing for me was walking out of the hospital and realising that my baby was dead inside me, which might sound very crude and very horrible. And I remember looking at the scan and the baby was just floating. There was no movement. And it is nothing anyone should ever have to go through. And I know my story's not, I mean, there's people go through so much worse, and I get that. But it was just devastating. There's no words. There's absolutely no words. And my family were brilliant. Like, we came out of the hospital, I remember phoning my mum and just sobbing down the phone to her. And by the time we got home, I think they were there 5-10 minutes later. And they threw their arms around me, threw their arms around Mr. P. And my family were brilliant, just rock stars, really were. And then, obviously, we were in hospital 24 hours later. And we had a wedding. We had a wedding to get ready for. And I remember thinking, I don't want to get married. Not that I didn't want to marry Mr. P. But I remember thinking to myself, I don't want to feel happy. I've not got my baby anymore. It doesn't feel right to be trying to look forward to something. I just felt like I was going through the motions. We talked years later, and it turns out Mr. P felt exactly the same. We did get married very quick after getting together. And I think had we known each other better, we'd have both said, let's just hang on 12 months. Let's not, because I don't think our heads were in it. And our wedding was beautiful. Oh my God, our wedding was amazing. And it was so much fun. Like, we switched off. I think once we got to the reception, we switched off. I remember saying my vows and having to stop myself bursting into tears, because I remember saying my vows thinking, my baby should be here and it's not. And that's a very weird feeling at your wedding. But by the time we got to the reception, I think I was so distracted with everything. We had an amazing time. We absolutely, I don't want people that were at my wedding to think, oh my God, she hated it. Didn't. Loved it. Best time ever. It was awesome. But I do think we should have delayed it. We then we waited 4 or 5 months to get our baby back, for the cremation, because there was lots of testing to be done to find out what had caused the miscarriage, if there was a cause or if it was something genetic, and which came back it wasn't. It was just shit. It's just shit. It's the only words for it. And we called our baby Snowflake. I don't know why, but on the day of the funeral, it did actually start snowing, and it was June, which was very, very weird. It was very, very weird. But I suppose the one thing I found hardest was after we'd been in hospital and I'd been recovering, the amount of people that were saying, at least you've got the wedding to look forward to. Oh, at least you've got the wedding. At least you know you can get pregnant. I'm like, is that meant to make anyone feel better? At least you know you can get pregnant. Yeah, I also know I can have a miscarriage, thanks, Queen. Just don't say that to someone who's had a miscarriage. Don't say, at least you know you can get pregnant. Because it's a really crappy thing to say, because they've also just had a miscarriage. People saying, well, at least you've got the wedding to look forward to. Oh, well, let's focus on the wedding. If you don't know what to say, don't say anything. Just say, I'm so sorry. I'm so, so sorry. And just leave it at that. So we didn't get in touch with any charities or any counselling or anything. But I am, at the bottom of this video, I'm going to put some links. Because I don't know whether I would have dealt with it better had we... I just thought we'd be fine, we'd muddle along together. But I don't know if I'd have dealt with things better mentally if I'd have reached out to one of these charities. So I am going to put the links on for people. And I think the important thing coming from this is that it's okay to feel however you're feeling. And no one can tell you how to feel, because no one will ever feel the same that you did or do, because no two miscarriages are the same. You might have similar symptoms, but they're never the same, because there's no two same babies. So if two babies are never the same, two miscarriages can never be the same. So how you're feeling is valid. It's important. It matters. How your partner is feeling is valid, and it matters, and it's important. Okay? And they're things that you really need to remember. You also have my full permission for anyone that says you've got other things to look forward to. At least you've got other children at home. Now, I didn't get that one because with this miscarriage, I didn't have any other children at home. But saying to someone whose child has just died, whose baby has just died, at least you've got children at home. Wild. Why would you say that? At least you can try again. It just wasn't meant to be. If you have a loss and someone says one of those things to you, got my permission to punch them in the face. Just do it. And I tell you what, that might make you feel better. I'm not an alibi. I'm not a reason to go around punching people in the face. Better get the legal stuff in there. But it's just don't say these things to people. Don't say them. Right. Don't forget, Mrs. P at pinoparenting.com. If you want to have a little thing up for your little bubs who got their wings far too soon, email me. If you don't know what you want to put, email me and we'll have a little chat about it. Okay? And we'll get something up there. And all our beautiful babies can all be remembered. Okay? As soon as you start emailing me, I'm going to get the page up and running. And let's spend October celebrating our little bobsers that were just too perfect for this world. All right, guys. Take care, and I hope you have a smashing weekend, and I hope you get to stay dry. All right, guys. Take care. Bye.